Welcome to Pause to Unedit Yourself, a space for self-enquiry, reflection, and shifting perspectives. I'm Anoushka, your host, and in this very first episode, I want to take you on a journey, one that led to the birth of this podcast and the Press Pause movement. It's actually taken me a while to pluck up the courage to really share my voice and find a suitable microphone and actually sit down to record this first episode, which I really promised myself at the beginning of this year that I would do by the spring equinox, which is, of course, a time for new beginnings, a time for rebirth. So let me take you on this journey of why I've starting this podcast. Well, if you've ever felt stuck, lost, or like you're searching for something just beyond your reach, trust me, I've been there too. I think we all have. My journey hasn't been linear, and like everyone's soul on this magnificent planet that we are all on, we all experience our own set of challenges and awakenings. And from navigating this fast paced world of business and entrepreneurship to really diving deep into personal transformation, which is what I've done over the last several years, through triggers of, experiencing loss and redundancies. I've lived through a contrast of external success and internal questioning. I've worn many hats as entrepreneur, consultant, mentor, seeker, and each role has shaped my understanding of the human potential and what it really means to live with purpose. But actually, it wasn't until I really pressed pause, actually forced to press pause, that sacred pause, where I began to strip back the layers of who I thought I should be. And I had to surrender to the unknown, that I found my deepest clarity. You see, I've always been deeply curious, seeking truth, meaning, and the deeper understanding of the world and myself. And the journey kind of led me to explore this vast abyss of my soul, of really peeling back those layers of conditioning, fear, and self imposed limitations, which I didn't really realize that I had until start questioning, right? And then along the way, I encountered incredible individuals, people who had already had been on this journey and who had transformed their lives by really daring to see beyond their perceived reality. And I learned from their stories, absorbed their wisdom, and I carried these insights with me. And through this journey, I've really come to believe that each one of us has unique gifts, something only we can bring to the world. But to access them and to learn what those gifts were for me, I had to first let go of the version of myself I thought I needed to be. I had to surrender. I had to allow life to guide me. And in doing so, I became an open channel for something much greater than myself. I realized I was a tastemaker and I found joy in curating and sharing the wisdom and knowledge that I had learned to support others on their journeys. What I've learned is that transformation isn't about adding more, it's about unediting yourself. It's about stripping back the conditioning, the expectations, and the fears that keep us small. And that's why I created the Press Pause movement, to offer a space where we can question, expand, and realign with who we truly are. What actually started as a personal space to reflect and share my own discoveries, It soon started resonating with others who were also on their own paths of self exploration. And I realized that so many of us are seeking clarity, purpose, and a deeper connection to ourselves. But really, we live in a world that moves so fast, and we rarely allow ourselves that space to pause, to breathe, to listen to the wisdom within. And so I created a space where people could do just that, where they could give themselves permission to slow down, to realign, and reconnect with their truth. So, why this podcast? Well, Pause to Unedit Yourself podcast is an extension of this movement. It's an invitation to you to step back from the noise, to unlearn, to shift perspectives, and to unedit yourself. Truth be told, I hesitated for a long time to share my voice. I mean, there are so many podcasts out there. I was scared of what people would think and say. And I realized that this very fear was what was holding me back. So I found my voice, and through that, I found myself, and I found freedom. I realized that somewhere along our journeys, we have been programmed with limiting beliefs that we are not good enough. But yet, we all have our gifts, and our voice is unique to us. What I learned was the sheer desire I have to create and share means there is someone, somewhere out there, who needs to hear these messages. And I'm here to share the insights, lessons, and tools that have helped me, in the hope that they serve as a guide for you. Because transformation doesn't start with doing more, it starts with being more of who you truly are. Through these episodes, I'll be sharing bite sized insights, reflections, and wisdoms on everything I have learned on my journey and still learning. Because guess what? We're all works in progress. And I'll be sharing those nuggets of wisdom on how to shift your perspective and create your desired reality, which we're all seeking. So, whether you're feeling stuck, searching for clarity, or simply wanting to expand, my hope is that this podcast becomes a space of inspiration and deep remembering for you to evolve from within and ultimately uncover the infinite potential that exists inside each and every one of you. I'm going to use these episodes as reminders for myself because my memory is terrible. And I'm going to use them as like mini guides that, you can refer to whenever you need to check in with yourself, for a moment of recalibration, for a moment of inspiration. So feel free to bookmark them, save them, and share them with someone who might need to hear them. And please share your comments and feedback too. It will mean the world to me to know what resonates for you and what you would like to hear more of. So thank you for being here. Thank you for pressing pause and choosing to journey inward and ultimately daring to become the highest expression of yourself. See you on the next episode.